Wait a minute here. You're telling me you got another Volvo 7.9 series? Oh my god. What's up guys, it's Drifts and Lifts here. Welcome back to the Drifts and Lifts Epic Volvo Drift YouTube channel. Click that subscribe button for lots and lots of Volvo gravy. Just joking, I did not buy another car. This is actually my roommate Zach's. He's from New York and he's living in my house right now. And he needed a cheap car, so I got him this $500 940 NA Auto. It's a 1995, I believe. So it actually has a squirter motor. Yeah, cool car. So I told him, don't get a Volkswagen or anything. I'll get you a good, sturdy Volvo that's gonna be reliable for you to get to work. Anyways, that brings us to our video today. Alright guys, so if you saw the last video, if you haven't seen the last video, go check it out right now because it was like a riot. It was so much fun. You might have noticed that I snapped the motor mounts on Edna. So we're not going to be working on Edna today, we're actually going to be working on Samuel L. Turbson here. But the motor mounts on this car are actually getting super gummy. I can see down there, I'll try to feed the camera down there. So if you look right there, see that motor mount's all cracked and gummy. So, you know, that's not what you want. Those are going to be coming apart pretty soon. I've seen motor mounts where they actually separate many times. That's happened many times in the past for me on Volvos here. So I'm going to be replacing them today. I'm going to be showing you guys how I do it. So I got a set of IPD mounts here. Nothing too special. Like you can get a pretty similar mount at your local auto parts store. These are IPD. I don't know, I just had them laying around. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm pretty close to getting Samuel L. Turbson on the road. There's a couple more things I want to do to it. I'm hoping today that I can actually get a cool set of tires mounted on one of these sets of wheels. I haven't quite decided which ones I'm going to go with. Let me know in the comments what ones you guys want to see. I did an Instagram post and it seemed people were a little more biased towards the primes, but the center lines are going to be less aggressive and I won't have to bash the fenders quite as much if I run the center lines. So still figuring that out. I got to do like the fender work on it so I can fit them. But pretty much other than that, it's almost ready to go. I did an oil change on it. I still want to take out the carpet, but I'll probably leave that for another time. Rock it with carpet for a while. Yeah, so these motor mounts, once we replace those, this car will be good to go. So I'm probably going to put insurance on it today, and you guys will be seeing more of Sam on the road in the near future. So let's get started, I guess. So the first thing, I'm actually going to take the car and drop it on the ground. So what we're going to be doing is you'll see on each mount, on the actual metal bracket, there's going to be 3 nuts you got to remove, as well as the, I believe, 15mm nut on the top of the motor mount. So it's pretty much the same setup on both sides. So if you look, darn, this isn't a very good camera for it. Okay, so there's the motor mount. See that nut on the top? We're going to remove that, as well as those 3 nuts holding the metal bracket on. So I'm going to do that, and while we do that, we actually have to, after we're done loosening that stuff, we're going to have to jack the motor up to lift it up a bit so we can slide our old mount out and put our new mount in. So usually I jack it off this AC bracket here, or on this side motor mount. In the past I have jacked it off the power steering pulley. Maybe not the best idea just because that pulley can get bent and maybe weakened, but I can't really see any other good spots to do it currently, so I'm probably going to end up doing it like that. Alright, so I got the top nut off the actual rubber engine mount itself. So as you can see on these aftermarket mounts, there's 2 studs coming out, so I got this this top nut off. That's this one right there. That one on this car was a 17. I'm not too sure if it's going to be the same size on all the 740s, but I got the 3 nuts here off the bracket. So the metal bracket right here, these 3 nuts. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is, you see I got my jack under here. I'm just going to simply jack up until I hit the AC bracket mount. So we're gonna go up a little bit, slide it right about there. Okay, so now it's on the AC mount. Now we're gonna look at the engine mount. I'm gonna jack this up. See how the motor's coming off the mount there? There we go. Just got to get it high enough so that stud comes out. Okay, that's perfect right there. All right, so now I'll try to hold the camera while I do this, but I can pretty much just wiggle this mount out. There we go. So yeah, that's all there is to it. And then the other nut to hold the rubber mount is on the bottom. So you're going to take that out, replace it with your new mount, and that's all there is to do on this side. The other side's the same idea, guys. I'm not going to go into too much detail. You're taking your 3 bracket nuts off, and you're taking the top 17 millimeter mount nut off, and then you're simply going to find a spot on the other side of the motor that you can lift it up and essentially get enough room to pull the old mount out. So that's all we're really doing here. So there we go, I got my new mount on. All I did was take out that bottom nut and slide it on. There is kind of like a set pin right here that has to line up in the right spot. So I got that in. Also, fun random little fact. So if you guys go into your auto parts store and you can't find a Volvo 740 engine mount, I'm also going to mention right now is that there's 2 different styles of Volvo 740 engine mount. These being the old style rubber puck ones. If we look over on Edna here, this car actually has the hydraulic style mount. So if you can see this one down here, it's a little beefier looking, and as you can see, this one's actually broken. That's what happened at the river last night. But yeah, this hydraulic style mount on this car actually has different metal brackets as well. So the cars that came factory with the rubber puck mounts, you're gonna have to put the rubber pucks in, and then the cars that came factory with the hydraulic mount, you're gonna have to put the hydraulic mount in unless you want to find a taller rubber puck, because the brackets for the hydraulic mounts are smaller, the metal brackets. So if you put a rubber mount on the hydraulic mount metal, sorry, I'm tripping out here, guys. Then it's not going to work. So you got to get the one that corresponds with what your car came with from the factory. So anyways, as I was saying, if you guys can't find a Volvo 740 engine mount at your auto parts store, what you're going to want to do is ask them if they have a Volvo 740 940 transmission mount, because the transmission mounts on these cars are actually identical to the motor mounts. The only difference is they don't have this little set pin here. But I've ran transmission mounts, same exact rubber, same height, everything, and I've ran it on the motor because that's all I could find. At the auto parts store, I asked for a engine mount and they couldn't find it, and then I asked for a tranny mount and they pulled this out of the back just without the set screw or set pin. So maybe if you can't find them, that's a good way. You might be able to find them that way. So I'm going to slide this in, drop it back down. It's pretty straightforward. You just kind of got to guide, make sure all the bolts and studs are going where they should, and then you kind of just slowly let it down, and then you're going to tighten all your shit back up, and there you go, engine mounts are replaced. Alright, so I got this other side mount out. How I did that is I actually jacked it off the power steering pulley. Not the best idea, but I was just getting lazy, and it seemed to do the job and nothing hurt, so it's all good. Alright, so if we take a look at this rubber mount, see how it's all mushed and it's starting to like slide over, especially how the studs aren't lined up anymore. So this one's really worn out. I'm just going to go ahead and throw that in the garbage because no one should reuse that. So I got my new mount in. I'm just putting all my nuts back on the metal bracket, and then it's pretty much good to go. So I'm going to head to the insurance place and throw some insurance on this car. That'll be for next video. We'll take Samuel for a ride and just kind of start the whole process of modifications. I need to get my boost controller back from my friend Reese. So I can crank this thing up to 14 pounds, and then I'm going to throw the K-cam in it. That's going to spice it up a little bit too. And then wheels and tires. Hopefully do a roof spoiler. So you guys remember Miss Huff? I had that roof spoiler, and I think this car would look rad with one of those. That would really kind of set off the look to it. So I'll probably end up doing that eventually, and yeah, more stuff to come. We're just going to enjoy this car. I'm probably not going to go too crazy with the mods right off the bat. I will be welding the diff just so I can get it sideways if I want. Maybe we'll go film a drift video with this car sometime. I don't know. Whatever we're going to do, it's going to be fun. So I think I'll leave you guys there for today. Thanks for watching. Hope that gave you a bit of insight on how to replace an engine mount on a 740. Check your engine mounts, because most likely they're going to be pretty whack job. Most of the time I see these engine mounts, they're all sagged out just like this, and like I said, I have had a couple like actually rip in half on me, like Edna did here. So that's not exactly something you want. I did manage to make it home with the engine mounts like this, but it was super gross. Like there's a ton of driveline vibration, and the drive shaft angles were all messed up. So I'm gonna have to do the same job on Edna in a sec here after I'm done Samuel. So I think I'll leave you there. Like and subscribe for Volvo gravy, man. Basically all. Peace out, guys.